guess that's almost it, but we had this one question I wanted to get to that Patrick asked before. What will y'all do if the podcast with the podcast if the season is canceled? Hope that isn't the case. I will say for sure. I've been asked this, like, will there be a season? I keep saying there's 1,000% chance there will be a season. I've heard that. I think it was Dave Portnoy who said that Roger Goodell would rather sacrifice his kids than miss out on the 2020 season. Like if so many other players opt out, they're just going to get guys who almost made the NFL, like guys who are in the XFL. Like you're going to see a lot of scrubs play, but you're going to see teams play. Like they're going to find guys in the parking lot who can play football, I think. So there's definitely going to be a season. I just hope that too many players don't opt out because, it seems like with the death rates dropping, it seems like things are getting better. So it doesn't seem like there needs to be that decision. And then the season starts in almost 2 months. So like, you never know what can happen in 2 months. Like a lot can change. So I don't know why decisions are being made now. Seems kind of irresponsible. I think they should probably like wait 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know if that's allowed, but like the decision should be able to be made in like 3 to 4 weeks, like when there's more clarity in the situation. So that's my thing. But if I'm wrong and the season is canceled, I'm sure we'll have something. We'll definitely have a podcast. I just don't know what we're going to talk about. Probably a lot of I don't even know. But do you have any ideas, or what do you think about this question in general?
Well, there's always golf, right? I only half know what I'm talking about with golf, though, and I don't know if people want to hear that. But yeah, I think, look, we're going to see MLB, the NBA, and the NHL coming back in the next week. And I know a lot of people got spooked by the Marlins thing right now. And we're going to see how that plays out. But that seems like it was more of a failing on the part of the team than anything with the league protocol. They had a few guys test positive, and they played, and they shouldn't have played. But here's what it's going to boil down to is just how those other leagues come back, what the NFL can adopt from there and from golf and from the other sports that have been going on in terms of protocols for what happens when someone tests positive. I think you're going to see a handful more opt-outs. To answer your question, I don't know why the league didn't make the deadline a month from now, or I can speculate as to why, but I think they have to opt out by like August 4th or something. So it's very early on. They have to make the decision. And I think that's so we don't get to like within a week of the season and then, we have all these guys opting out and the coaches are like scrambling to replace them. But at the same time, what if these guys change their mind in a month? If they want to come back, will they let them come back? I don't know what'll happen there. But I think one thing is certain. The NFL is going to try to have a season. They're going to do everything they can to do it. And I think it would take like something pretty extraordinary happening for them to, before the season starts, cancel it or anything. But what I'd say is watch baseball closely. It's the most comparable to the NFL in terms of roster size and with the crisis they're dealing with right now with the Marlins, how they respond to that. And if they can bounce back from that, that should give us kind of a good barometer of what the NFL might have to deal with. So that's what I'm doing right now. But if the season is, for whatever reason, canceled, we'll figure out something to talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, I get that. I get why the NFL made the deadline August 4th or whatever it is. It just feels like it's way too early. Like, I've seen crazier things like New Year's Day parades get canceled. It's like, are you sure there's not going to be a vaccine by January? Like a lot can change. There's already talk of a cure. I don't know if you believe it or not, but there is talk of a cure. Dwindling death rates, like the average age of death is 78. Like it's like enough. I feel like enough already. Like I'm done with this thing. I think that I think there will definitely be a season. I think we'll definitely find things to talk about if there's not, but I think there definitely will be a season. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I guess good news that the opt-out date is August 4th for us because we'll know who's going to be on teams by then, and it'll give coaches a lot of time to make the decisions about like how to replace these players. It'll be interesting to see what the Patriots do with Marcus Cannon and Dante Hightower, and what the NFC North teams do with Eddie Goldman and Michael Pierce and Devin Funches. Just kidding about Funches. No one cares about him. So we'll see what teams do about those guys. But I'm pretty optimistic there will be a season, and I think it'll be very telling to see what happens with the Marlins. Like you said, everyone was freaking out with the Marlins. DraftKings stock price dropped like $5 when it was announced that the Marlins were infected and they had to cancel some of their games. If the Marlins are like, if they're playing by like Monday again, then it's not a big deal. So I think that'll be very, very telling, like I said. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the Marlins. So yeah, that's basically it. So anything else before we sign off?
I have to correct myself. I believe the opt-out day is July. It's either July 31st or August 1st. It's because when the NFL and NFLPA agreed to a deal on July 24th, it said 7 days after that was agreed on is the opt-out date. So I'm good at math usually, but I don't know if they meant like 7 days after that was agreed on as in the next day. But so whenever August rolls around, we're going to know who's in and who's out for the season. But yeah, and until then, we'll keep watching baseball and keep an eye on these training camps and see what happens with position battles without the preseason. That's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait for some semblance of football. I mean, we have basketball coming back on Thursday and hockey after that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to basketball and then especially football training camp and then the season. Just, we didn't really have real sports for months. Like, I mean, there were some random golf tournaments and some NASCAR races, but like you can't really compare that to basketball and football. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, anything to plug?
You can follow me on Twitter at Jake McCamicker. I'm going to be talking about football plenty in the coming weeks. Again, I'll try to remember to tweet out my DraftKings lineup for golf also and my picks. Last week, we came pretty close with some of our picks last week. I think we had Charles Howell and I had Richie Wierenski. We didn't ultimately end up getting there, but one of these days we're going to come through with one of those long shots winning and we're going to have them.
Yeah, Charles Howell finished fourth? I think he was fourth, and I don't know what odds you got him at, but I got him at 100-1, and it was like 50 to win $5,000. And like when he was up there in the standings on Sunday, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna win $5,000 today, and that just didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully it does come through this week. But yeah, I will have basketball DraftKings lineups on the site. So definitely looking forward to that. I was red hot with basketball until the lockdown started. So hopefully that continues. I can regain my magic. But yeah, I mean, I have season previews on the site that I adjusted. I adjusted the Seahawks season preview. I adjusted the Jets season preview. And I might adjust season previews for these opt-outs. Definitely the Patriots, the Vikings, and the Bears. So I would be doing that. I'm going to be updating the 2021 NFL mock draft. For the Jets getting the Seahawks pick. That'll probably be up tomorrow or maybe probably the day after. And yeah, I mean, fantasy football rankings, tons of content on walterfootball.com. And like I said earlier, please hit subscribe if you're watching YouTube. That would mean a lot. Or send this link out to someone who likes football to help us grow the show. That'd be awesome. So yeah, that's it. Jacob, it was nice seeing you for the first time in 3 weeks. We'll have to do a fantasy football mock draft later in the week if you're available. So yeah, I will talk to you then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be around. I'll talk to you then.
All right, sounds good. Bye.